Before we start, we had a member that wanted to address the group. Come on up.
Morning, guys.
Morning.
Hey, Jan.
Morning. I'll be dropping out of competition.
Oh, dude.
I have a torn meniscus. I guess it's the cartilage in the knee, and it's a pretty severe injury, so I shouldn't go on. But there's no shame in failure. The only shame is failing to try.
It's okay, brother.
All right, let's hear it for Jan. Jan! Just as we briefed at the beginning, this is not to humiliate anybody. That was one of the hardest things you can do. But to eliminate from this, you're gonna have to ring out 3 times. So we're gonna go through that as well.
There we go.
Jan thought he had a torn meniscus, but in fact, it was something more serious. He fractured his tibia. In other words, he broke his leg. Jan stayed with the mission and was appointed as the main point of contact at the Tactical Operations Center, providing invaluable support for the hostage rescue operation, which was instrumental in helping his teammates accomplish the challenge. We thank you, Jan, for your unwavering commitment and support.
Drop! Mission Commander, knock him out.
Down. 1. Down. 2. Down. 3. Down. 4. Down. 5. Down. 6. Down. 7. Down. 8. Down. 9. Down. 10. Down. 11. Down. 12. Down. 13. Down. 14. Down. 5. Down. 6. Down. 7. Down. 8. Down. 9. Down. 20. Down. 1. Down. 2. Down. 3. Down. 4. Down. 5.
Okay, stay in the leaning rest. I'm gonna read a little report here. We mentioned it pays to be a winner. It pays to be a winner. There's gonna be someone up the top. There's gonna be someone down near the bottom. It's just the way it's gonna be. There are benefits to being a winner. Mission Commander, on your feet. Chris Way is still the mission commander with the most points overall. The current leader is Chris Way. He's a stud. Strong, fast, smart. Leadership questionable.
Okay, let me think about this. Like, I don't want to be a jerk, but within the team that we're assessing, there are people that are 10s and there are people that are 0s.
Nick Ryan, on your feet. Come to the front and center, please. Nick Ryan is in the top 10. Landon Church, on your feet. Come on up front, Landon, face your teammates. Cody Wilson, on your feet. Nathan Ingrail. Come on up. Nate Bailey with your injured calf. Jen Stankos. John Hayes. David Veazey. And Michael Slive. Right now, everything we scored, these are the top 10 of your class. If you're in the top 10, they have the option for the roll the dice option. The roll the dice option is that pinnacle shot you were shooting off the platform. They have the option to take that shot, boom, hit the tannerite. If they get it, 50 points added to the score. If they miss it, 50 points deducted. Everybody understand that?
Chris is probably one of the most phenomenal people I've ever met. He has so many incredible skill sets, super strong, super smart. In a couple of days, I've learned so much from him. He's really amazing. He really deserves to be in the #1 spot. I still want to beat everyone, but he's going to be tough.
On today's land navigation, we're going to have multiple points. Some are above ground, some are below ground. After we get on the site, we'll be doing our triangulation. Everybody does have a passport, correct? Super critical that we have that passport because we need to punch everyone to verify that you've been to it. The ones that are below ground will require some athletic climbing to get to the points. Every aspect that you've been experiencing firsthand has had a component of danger. Perhaps today is going to be the largest component because you're going to be on your own in the desert, extremely warm, carrying your own water. There is no resupply station to fill back up again. If you go off course, it could take us the remaining part of the day to find you.
We had a land navigation exercise. That was their first one. Started out with a briefing. They were issued their maps and their compasses.
There's only one access point to the tunnels. We do not care in which order you get these, as long as you save the tunnel for last. The fastest people today clean this course in under an hour and a half. We need to have everybody off course no later than noon. No later than noon. It's going to be at the white tent next to the climbing area. That's our headquarters. As with everything else, those number of points and time. So if you decide to get all 14 points in the shortest amount of time, obviously you're going to be the person with the highest score today. You only get 1 point and you're back in 5 minutes. Somebody else gets 2 points and back in 3 hours. The person with 2 points wins, right? Get all 14 in the shortest amount of time. That's what's going to take the prize today of the highest score.
Here's something else, and it works well in SEALs. We always have a swim buddy. If Chris is my swim buddy, I always know where he is. If we're doing a competition like this, we're different places, but I know he's to the west, or I know he's up north somewhere. Anytime somebody comes up to me and says, "Where's your swim buddy?" I can give that answer. We're gonna put that into place from this point forward. It's an individual event. You don't even have to pick a swim buddy here yet. When we get back, have a swim buddy. So when we say, "Where's your swim buddy?" Or, "I gotta use the head, I gotta use the bathroom," I'm letting my swim buddy know where I'm going. From this point forward, as soon as you've done this evolution, just pick a swim buddy. Let your mission commander know who your swim buddy is.
The swim buddy concept is just making sure that everyone's accounted for, so that one person doesn't go off and everyone's like, "Hey, where's Joe or Jen or whoever?" There's always some accountability. Someone's here and knows where their partner is at all times.
You know the old saying, it pays to be a winner. What happens if you're the fastest on this orienteering course and get the most points? More points, more rest, it pays to be a winner. This pays to be a winner, plus much, much more. I'd like to introduce Leif Horton to you. Some of you know Leif. Sir, it's a pleasure to have you here with us. Somebody is going to win this today, and that's going to be the person with the most points. Leif Horton is donating this to the person who wins the orienteering course today. One of you is going to own it. Woohoo! Yeah. Leif Horton! Leif Horton!
One thing that's important is having a good team. And when we're out here in the desert walking around doing our land nav, I know that I've got a good squad that I can rely on. I'm going to do my best, and I know they're with me. So we're going to support each other as we go through this adventure next.
Okay guys, Don wanted me to find a place that had a little less shade than any of the other days so far, so we found this. Right here by Don and Randy, that's our first known control. This is what you take all your bearings off of for 1, 2, and 3. We also, from this control point, on a 100-meter pace count, have a triangulation, 120, 120, 120. You'll go back to this spot. We're gonna do those 3 points, 120, 120, 120, get back here, and in less than 5 minutes from now, we will start the orientation race. Go ahead and line up.
Who's ever think they're gonna really do well at this would like to get you in the front so you're not held back.
We have 5 minutes until we actually start the event. So you can do your pace count. It's exactly 100 meters. You can see the orange post out at your target. Go ahead and start now. Count them off if I were you.
So Randy, they start at this known point, they have the compass, and they've got the bearing dialed in to 360, 000, and they're walking 100 meters. I got the pace count, 67, 68 steps, so I get to 100 meters. It looks like they're following each other, but they're gonna go 100 meters and stop, and hopefully they're right next to that stake. Then they're gonna add or subtract 120, turn the whole body, and then they'll do it again. 100 meters, and they'll get to another point, and there'll be a stake in the ground, and then they'll stop, so it's 360, 240, and they'll subtract another 120, 120 to 0, and they'll look at that bearing, and they'll count the paces, and they should come right back to the starting point. That's exactly what they're doing. I mean, they are right on it right now. It's easy to follow somebody if you allow yourself to do it.
The problem with that is when you're out in the field trying to find points, you need that pace count for accuracy, and you need to be able to shoot those azimuths.
What is azimuth? Take your north-south line on a compass and take your direction of travel and you measure that in degrees from the north-south line, and that is your azimuth.
You need that pace count for accuracy, and you need to be able to shoot those azimuths. You're not going to have somebody to follow out there, right?
That's right. And it happens so often, you might follow someone who's going the wrong way. Yep. And this compass course here, as you know, we have points scattered everywhere.
It may look flat from here to there, but I guarantee it's not flat. There's a lot of obstacles, and when you're trying to stay in a perfect azimuth, that becomes a challenge.
If you make a mistake, you're going to get lost, and it's a bad thing. I have a good feeling that most of the people here are going to do well, and if they get all the points, their ratings on the leaderboard is going to go way up. If they go really slow and make a couple errors, they may get 1 or 2 points, and that's it, and they're really going to sink down.
So the potential to jump up in the standings is pretty big with this event.
Yeah, it is.
They're
And now,
good at
again,
land
a
nav.
fold AR has an incentive.
Yeah, that weapon is really cool.
Welcome to the fire. I'm the one with the lighter. They're burning through your veins as we're walking through the flames, getting higher. Welcome to the fire.
If you're going for checkpoint number 1, I set 2 incorrect points nearby number 1. They're far enough away that if on your bearing, you should be able to get them. And back to the white tent by noon. White tent by noon. On your mark. Get set. Go!
So what's going on here, there's points scattered throughout the desert and underground in the tunnels, and they were given the option to choose heading all those points in any direction they want. So people go in all different directions.
I paired up with Chris Way, who does this for a living. He actually does these like navigation things with sniper shooting and all this. And I was like, you know, this guy's the expert, he's winning. I am gonna attach myself at the hip because I know he can't drop me. Like, you can try to run away from me, but but you can't.